In today's video, I am going to be breaking down the 3 rookies that I think are currently really surprising the NBA for how good they really are. Let's get down and let's check them out. Okay, so the first rookie is Scottie Barnes. He was the 4th pick and he is absolutely dominating. One reason that he's dominating is when he gets that defensive rebound, he is already looking up court for passes. He is not necessarily looking for the outlet, which is sometimes a good idea depending on how the defense is playing you. However, he's looking down court for that home run pass. He doesn't see anybody, but what he does see is that there's 2 defenders in front of him and 3 behind him, which means that they are on a 4-on-2 situation, and because of that, he's able to then basically split those defenders. Those defenders are not necessarily playing this right. There should have been one in front, one behind to be able to at least cut off this drive. You never really want somebody driving down the middle of the lane, but that's what they allowed to have happen, and he absolutely demolished the rim. Scottie Barnes is also very good at using angles. Here, he's able to get that first step on his defender, and then he's able to lock him out with his off arm. We see that happening right here, where we see that off arm and he's locking it in. He's not doing it up high where they can get that foul call. He's doing it down low near the waist and near the upper legs. Because of that, he's able to lock out that defender. That defender's not able to get up to at least defend or at least contest this dunk. And then he's able to posterize the help side defender. Even against really great defenders or even really great players like Luka Doncic here, he's able to get that first step and smash it down as well. He also has very good footwork. Here he's able to gather on that left foot. He's able to then spin around, go right, left, and then he's able to then go up for that dunk. And he's able to do this because by doing this spin move, by getting that butt that we've seen right there, getting that butt into the defender's hip right there, we can see it hit right there. By doing that, you are now locking out that defender from being able to defend you, and you now have an open lane to the basket. If you can do a spin move and get your butt onto their hip, they're not going to be able to rotate around, and by that, basically allowing you to get an open lane to the basket, and if you can dunk it. Now, Scottie Barnes needs to work on his jump shot. We all know that, but he's been actually pretty confident shooting over top of players like Jason Tatum. And then when he does drive on bigger, not necessarily stronger defenders, but bigger defenders, what he does right here is very interesting. Now, of course, he missed this layup, but he was able to get that rebound and dunk anyways. But when he does drive on a bigger defender, watch what he does. He gathers on his left foot, and he takes that step with his right foot. However, look, he's making massive contact with that defender. He has not lowered his shoulder. He's keeping his shoulder at the same height as the other one and technically in line with his other foot. This then allows him to make that contact, keeps the ball super high above his chest, and by doing this, he's able to then, of course, make it so that that defender can't jump and contest that shot. Now, of course, he did miss, like I mentioned, but he's able to still finish. What is really surprising, too, is his ability to use both hands, this time using his left hand with a hook on either side of the court. This is something that a lot of younger players, anyways, need to learn how to do, is to use both hands, because then you can just be ambidextrous and attack on both sides. Next is Ayo Dosunmu, and here we see him in a summer league game where he's pulling up for mid-range jumpers. He's a very good mid-range player. However, he's very good at being able to use screens. So here we see that the defender, he's trying to essentially cheat and get in front of that screen to cut off Ayo's ability to use that screen. And because of that, Ayo's able to cross back over, attack that top foot, and then he's able to get past that initial defender. Here, because of that, he's able to draw up that hedge, and that rolling player is able to get that pass from him for a layup. Again, we see Ayo attacking that defender by using that screen and then denying it, doing a quick crossover towards that screen, which gets that defender to go over top of that screen to try and cut him off, in which case he then turns back around and then denies that screen and again goes for that massive pass and dunk. He's also very good at using dribble handoffs. When a defender goes underneath a DHO or over top or over underneath a screen and roll, what you can do is to go up for that 3. The reason for that is because now, by that defender going underneath that screen, he's now created that separation so that you can get off a clean shot without really being contested at all. So basically what can happen is if this defender tries to cut off that screen, you can deny it, and then you can go and obviously score for yourself or get easy assists. If he goes underneath that screen, pull up for that 3. And then if he goes over top of the screen following you, you need to curl in quickly so that you can then maybe pull up for a mid-range or draw that hedging defender so that your man will then be rolling for an easy bounce pass and shot or dunk. Next is Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves plays for the LA Lakers, and his defense has really been impressing a lot of the NBA. Here he's able to play great help side defense to get that steal, or at least stop that low post basket from happening. He also has fantastic footwork and very fast feet. So here we can see that he takes one quick recovery step, keeping his shoulders squared up towards the defender. Now, technically speaking, you never want to cross your feet on defense. However, by crossing your feet, you need to make sure that your shoulders are squared up towards the defender, because then if he does switch directions, you are at least halfway already through, and if you've got enough core strength, you should be able to still stay with that player. But here, he only has to take one recovery step, and then he's able to shuffle with that defender, keeps his hands straight up, and that defender or that offensive player has literally nothing else to do. Reeves is also extremely good on the help side. So here we see a pass going towards the middle, and because he was playing on that side, already playing essentially in that help position, he's able to get his hand into that pass to disrupt it, and then he's able to go back the other way. Here we can see again, great help side defense, able to disrupt that pass from going through, keeping his hands active and up, so that, of course, going back onto the offensive side. He's also not afraid to keep up, take a quick hop in front of a player who's driving towards the basket to use his chest, and then he does that multiple times, keeping his hands up. But when that player brings that ball down low, this is a massive mistake so many offensive players do. That player brings that ball down towards his waist. By doing that, you're allowing even smaller defenders to then swipe down on that ball, and that's what we see here. Whether it's a foul or not, which this was not a foul, it's very hard for referees to see what happens down near your waist. If you can keep that ball up around your head, even though it's more exposed, it shows to the referee that there's more fouls happening. But as a defender, if a player brings that ball down towards their waist, hack away at it. Do not let them go up for that shot. Austin Reaves is also very good at using fakes, and also very good after he passes that ball, he's able to then create space for himself by moving off ball. So if your team runs an offense where you're doing a lot of passing from the corner, make sure after you pass that ball, do a quick jab towards the wing and then cut back door. I hope that your teammates are able to see this happen so that they can get these passes to you, because they're very easy baskets for you to make. Of course, here he did miss it. Oh yeah, did I mention that he also has a pretty solid jump shot as well? We can see that he's got a nice set point right there. He has that 90-90-90 that you see with Michael Jordan. And then when he does release, he has a nice elbow above or at his forehead for a nice arc, and keeps his arm up there for that follow through and makes a lot of shots. He has a very high basketball IQ. Here he does a shot fake with a jab away from that screen to try and create distance between his man and the screen so that that man doesn't cut off that screen. And then he's able to use that screen, and then right away he's able to see that, hey, there's my man rolling towards the baseline. His man is coming up to hedge against me, and everyone else is away from the baseline, which means that if I can get that pass to my roller or my screener, he'll have an open lane to the basket. And because of that, his man's able to get an easy layup. I hope that these videos are helping you improve your game. These are 3 NBA rookies who are surprising the league, and there's a lot of stuff that we can learn what they are doing to improve our own game. I hope that this has helped. If it has, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.